What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 87 of Talking Shit. My name is Barrett Courtney. I'm one of your hosts, and here joined with me are my fantastic co-hosts and even better friends. The bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero.
That bully stole my candy, and he's right over there.
And over here is my favorite chunky punk, Rick Baldazown. If you don't know, well, before I get into the whole rigmarole, you and I are sick.
We are very sick.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. And that's why that's why we sort of have a taller mic stand, so I don't have to speak up super loud. And, yeah.
So I don't have to spend the whole thing going like
Henry Rollins. If you don't know what we do here, Talking Shit, the three of us bring in random topics of discussion and talk some shit about those topics. If you like that, head on over to patreon.com/BZG to give us $1 every month. For $1, you can get every episode early and an exclusive episode every month.
and I will suck your dick.
It'd be weird if it was like support us on Patreon for 2 yen. What?
But $1 for 5
cents?
episodes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's really good.
2 cents?
For each episode is basically 20 cents. So there you go. I think this episode is worth the 20 cents. But if you don't think the episode is worth the 20 cents, you can still find Talking Shit over on youtube.com/BayZonaGamers. The following week, where the whole episode is broken up topic by topic, Monday through Thursday, before the entire episode is available for everybody on Friday on our SoundCloud page. Guys, what's up?
Hey.
How are we doing today?
Love your
Good.
body.
Tired?
Yeah.
Super tired.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
didn't get much sleep.
I spent most of yesterday sleeping. I didn't get any Let's Plays done. Tuesdays are usually our day to record Let's Plays. I slept literally I woke up at 9-ish to promote our videos, and then I went back to sleep. Or no, I played a little bit of Pokemon, and then I went back to sleep, and then I didn't wake up until like 4.
Shit. Yeah. We're pretty much, we didn't really even try to go to sleep until we tried to go to sleep at
1.
not even 1, it was 11. And then we woke up immediately and we're like, this isn't fucking happening. And then we put on Mission Hill and started watching Mission Hill for a little bit. Oh no, it wasn't that we started watching Mission Hill. We watched the new Kind of Funny episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's something I always look forward to. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, it's midnight and I'm up still. But then I'm like, oh, the new Game of Greggy episode is up.
Yeah, I was talking to Henry about I was like, that's a really weird time to put up an episode. But I was like, no, that works fine because then you wake up and it's on for sure.
Yeah, and also because they have they have fans all over the world. So,
Exactly. They're famous.
And then
It's all around the world.
Alyssa drove past Greg again yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
Which was, she called me. She was like, I drove past Greg Miller
That's
again.
so
Rolled
fucking
down her
funny.
window. My boyfriend loves you more than he loves me.
And he was walking Portillo. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's real cool.
That's so funny.
Barrett runs out, steals Portillo.
I love that thing that they posted up.
Or maybe it was 2 days. No, it was 2 days ago because Alyssa didn't come home until 7 last night. So it was 2 days ago where she drove past him. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I love the little drawing of Portillo with the VR goggles.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
I really like that.
Funny you bring up VR. The first topic I want to bring in today is GDC is this week, the week that we're recording this. And yesterday, they revealed PlayStation did a little announcement for PSVR. It's coming in October. It's $399. 50 games will come out for it between the launch of VR and the end of the year. And so I wanted to talk about what you guys and now that we have more information of PSVR, because I remember the first thing we ever talked about for not for Talking Shit but for BCG in general when we did that one live stream where we're in a completely different studio.
Oh yeah.
And we were just not even doing BCG news. It was just us talking. One of the things you were talking about that day was how you believe in VR and how you're really excited for it. So I just wanted to talk to you guys, come back to this conversation of VR. Are you guys a little more excited? Or are you a little? Are you still a little wary of the whole situation?
I'm still the fucking Christian Bale to this Harvey Dent, goddammit, and I believe in VR.
Okay.
I'll even do the presidential thumbs up to it. I believe in VR. I support
Like the
VR.
thumb where you're like, you kind of want to stick it in someone's ass, but
Well, he's just kind of like right there, right? Like almost like he's putting it on your butt, just right there.
and that's where you put the sticker.
But no, I really support VR. I think it's something that it's kind of something that people have fantasized for a while. Or it's just kind of like it just seems like
Ooh, in the game.
it just seems like people have kind of held this like whether it's like movies or something, video games always seem to be in some kind of VR kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird to be in the generation where this is a thing, this is coming out, this is right around the fucking corner. It's very exciting. I think so when I talked about it before when we started doing this whole thing was that my main concern about VR was that it was going to turn into a Kinect and kind of my main worry was that it was going to turn into that, have all these shitty games
like
and
PlayStation
kind of,
Move.
Yeah, where it just like the games do not support what it is, or it just turns out to be a stupid idea.
You didn't like Connectimals?
Shut up.
You didn't like Star Wars Connect?
No.
You didn't
I
like
had Star Wars
Resistance
Connect
3
at one
with
point, by the
PlayStation
way.
Move control?
Oh God.
What was that?
You didn't like Resistance 3 with PlayStation Move control?
No. No, of course not. But yeah, that was my main worry, and I've kind of distanced myself from that concern as of now, because of how I see it's like really picking up. Some of the projects that are coming out for it seem kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, there's one project I don't want to talk about it yet because we still have to record BCG news, and I'm going to talk about it then. And I don't want to bring it up for you guys because I don't think you guys know about it yet. But there's one game that is being made for I think all VR platforms.
If it was what they released like 2 days ago, then yeah, I know.
What?
Like they released footage of it.
What?
A fucking Tatooine.
Oh no, not Star Wars. Star Wars was like the other big announcement that they did was that Star Wars Battlefront VR.
Then yeah, I have no idea what it is.
Which is an exclusive for PSVR.
Yeah.
Which now makes sense of why why EA sort of did that whole partnership with PlayStation for not having Battlefront be exclusive to PS4, but for basically every single advertisement Battlefront had, it would be like the end of the commercial would be like on PS4.
Get on PlayStation.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah, there you go.
So it now makes sense a little more of why they did that because it's obvious that this has sort of been their plan since the early stages of the development of the game. So, I don't know, Henry, what do you think about the whole VR situation going on right now?
I get motion sickness.
Have you tried VR yet?
No.
See, here's the thing: is I get car sick pretty easily. I get motion sickness as well.
For sure, me too.
And VR, actually, I tried it a couple months ago, and that was something I was worried about, was it being motion sick. But it was the game that I played was thankfully like a good like entry level game of VR if you're concerned with motion sickness. I wasn't walking around, I was sitting in a tank. So it still felt like I was just sitting and looking around. It didn't feel too much of like this whole weird experience of like, oh shit, my body is moving or something.
Yeah.
So,
but baby, love your body.
So I wouldn't be too concerned about that because I also get motion sick. But I think it is something that has been brought up by other people. I think Sean Pitts from nerdsonline.com, I think it was him who was saying that the first time he tried VR, he like almost threw up or he did throw up or something. Because it is like a crazy sort of different experience of consuming video games. So
I just really want to see them like start putting out advertisements for it that are like full 90s video game advertisements, like be in the game.
As long as they're not as bad as like the
EA
Sony
Sports, it's in the game.
As long as it's not as bad as like the PSP squirrels. Do you remember those commercials?
I don't. What?
It was like a commercial for the PSP, and it was just like these like cracked out squirrels.
No, but do you remember the PS3
I'll show you
crying
later.
baby?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That was fucking weird. I'll show you that one as well later.
I just really want
Sony had like some weird commercials back in the day.
I just want them to advertise like PlayStation VR where it's just the whole time I'm just thinking Crossfire.
Or I want them to rip off the EA thing, be like PSVR, you're in the game.
You made it happen.
You are the game.
But
you lost the game.
Recently, VR's won me over with two main things, and it was one, your experience with it and kind of how you told me you went through it, and the fact that you were just in a fucking tank, and that's just something I want to do in real life.
Yeah,
is just be in a fucking tank
one time. It was such a cool experience, and that's the thing is like I'm still split on whether I want to get PSVR or not. And then, like PSVR is being made to be the most accessible VR hardware, because it's $399. It's the price of a console. And the Oculus Rift is $600, and then the HTC Vive is $800.
The kids who get a HTC Vive is the same kids who have a Zune.
I think you mean the same kids who get a Vita.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, no. The same kids who get a Vita would be the early adopters of PSVR, because that's the thing you're talking about. If you don't think that VR is going to be the new Kinect, or if it's going to be the new move in the way of just sort of how lame it ends up being. And that's the thing is, I don't think the games for it are going to be super lame or anything. There are some games that are coming out for it, like Eagle Flight by Ubisoft.
There's going to be a couple.
It looks cool, but still, it's like, all right, what the fuck?
There's going to be a couple joke games that just to get a little bit money in, and then they're just going to crash anyway, and they're going to lose money on
until Dawn
like
Rush
they always
of Blood.
Do. Yeah.
Then you get the real games like 100-foot tall robot golf.
Exactly, 100-foot robot golf.
That's
going to be game of the year for 2016.
So 3 things. That
show us what
the whole tank thing, and then recently I saw a video. I don't remember which VR system it was, but it was a guy. It was like, oh, like how cool VR is versus how stupid you look in real life.
Oh yeah,
and it's like the guy playing it, and it's kind of like, do you remember in the Hunger Games movie series where Katniss does the training, and it's kind of like the orange light.
Oh yeah,
training,
like the orange body,
and like
things.
she shoots them, and like they break into like cubes.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like that. Like he was in kind of like a training room, and he was just destroying all these things exactly like that. It was just like it. And I was like, that's fucking cool. Like I would like I remember watching Hunger Games and being like, I would love to like do that like at least once, like just to be in that kind of like training room kind of thing. And then they show him doing it. And
he looks hella dumb.
Yeah, like this guy's like just walking past him and looking at him like, what the fuck?
Oh shit, what was I gonna say? People are complaining that like, oh, there are hidden costs for PSVR because to use the VR hardware, you have to have a PlayStation camera, because they use the PlayStation camera to locate like where it's sort of like the Kinect, or like
they use the
like
camera
Wii controllers
to see where you're looking, so they can control the game as well.
Exactly. So of course since now PlayStation camera is basically a necessity if you want to get this new hardware. They've bumped up the prices, because PlayStation camera was like $20 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
it's now bumped back up to $60.
Well, again, I look
and
at
so the $399 when you pay $399 to get VR, it only comes with the headset, comes with like the little adapter thing that you have to plug the headset into, and then plug the adapter thing into the PS4. And it's cool because the little adapter thing is designed exactly like the PS4. Like it looks like a little mini PS4.
That's
it's adorable.
Cool.
But that's all you get is you get the cables and all that. So you don't get the camera. So you have to buy the camera separately. You don't get move controls.
This is where Sony needs to think a little bit and
they're
understand bundles.
They're gonna do bundles.
Yeah.
They said like bundle prices are they're gonna announce bundles soon.
Like just slap fucking $30, $40, $50 on it. They're going to end up making more money than.
But here's the thing,
than just selling them separately.
This is what I wanted to talk about a little bit. Is I don't know how well PSVR and VR in general is going to do this first VR hardware generation. You know, because like I was saying, like the people who bought Vita, the hardcore PlayStation fans will adopt to PSVR early, but. I don't know if it's going to be in every single gamer's home.
I think it's just going to be a few people, because the same people who are going to buy it immediately are the same people who are spending money on DLC and are probably going to buy the camera with it anyway. I think they're going to do okay. I think within the next couple years, next 2 years maybe, it's gonna be so much bigger that they're gonna end up making that money back anyway.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing is, people are speculating if Sony is biting the bullet into losing money by pricing their VR so low compared to the other ones, and they said that they aren't biting any costs or anything, that they will be making a profit, which is interesting because if you look at the specs of PSVR and compare it to Oculus and you compare it to Vive, the VR hardware is not nearly as strong as the other two for PlayStation. The cameras for both of your eyes are at a smaller resolution. And so they obviously cut down on like some things to make it affordable. But that'll be interesting to see if that affects the sort of reception of their hardware.
I also think people should look at it as this whole VR thing is a very risky thing altogether.
Oh yeah.
And I think in a way PlayStation is going the smart route and kind of cheaping out at first, kind of seeing how the VR thing picks up and if they should invest any more money into it before they lose it. And then again, within the next couple of years, kind of build up on it a little bit and have an updated version as they do with like a game system
I think
or something.
PSVR
like
2.0 will be, I think it will be way better. It'll probably be sort of that same price range of $400 to $450, even though it'll probably be sort of better hardware, accessible. And it's just interesting because I don't know if if VR in general is going to be successful for the next couple of years, because not only is it like a new weird way of being able to play games, but how fast developers are going to have to adapt to being able to make games for VR, because you got to really nail down of like how to make a game for VR and how to make that work. So I don't know.
I think
it's interesting.
The way that I look at the VR thing now is that this this VR is going to kind of be like the Force Awakens for gamers, in the way that like this is in the way that this isn't amazing right now, but it's setting up for a bright future later on. Like Force Awakens was cool, but it was more like I'm excited for what's coming up next, than what we have right now.
All right. No, I totally see that comparison.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm not gonna get it, but I'm excited to see what happens.
I was like, maybe I should like save up for it as if I'm gonna buy it, and then like maybe like the closer it gets to coming out, like maybe more stuff will be announced for it that interests me. Because right now it's like the tank game. I always forget what it's called.
Tank game.
Frank the Tank.
No Man's Sky.
I think that would be really cool. I think the Star Wars Battlefront would be really cool.
Yep.
And there's like 2 or 3 others that I'll probably pick up. But then besides that, it's like, what else?
100-foot robot golf.
Oh, that as well.
But I also think that can only go to a certain extent as to pulling everything
PSVR
together.
also has the interesting cinematic mode,
That is
where
true.
all PS4 games will be compatible with the cinematic mode. Which, from what I can understand, it's like you're sitting in a theater and you're basically like, this is like you and V, like wearing the headset. You're sitting in a theater and your screen is like a huge screen that you're playing your video games on.
So that is what kind of interested me, because I was like, well, if you're using that, is it kind of like the Wii U, where like someone can be doing something on the screen while you just use the VR?
Yeah,
because that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, because that's something that people make fun of the Wii U, but that is a good like application that Wii U has. Of if Alyssa wants to watch something on Hulu and she she wants to watch it on the TV, I can set her up on the PS4, and then I can play something on the Wii U just on the pad. So
I was really hoping they would just go like, oh, and then Alyssa wants to watch something on Hulu, and I'm like, calm down, bitch.
No, but I think that's a good way of marketing to the more middle class families that like usually only have like one TV or something.
Yeah.
And like,
but now with this application, we can.
That's the main thing.
You basically have 2 screens now that you
I can look at titties on the big screen.
That's the main thing that I liked about the Wii U, was that it did that. I wish a lot more systems did that.
It'll be interesting because you can play on this sort of big screen, and Tim and Greg from Kind of Funny played around with like the cinematic mode where they had them watch like a clip from Goosebumps or something on the big screen. And they
Made
had
him watch the new trailer.
like out of all the movies to watch like a clip of, it was like Goosebumps. And then they played like Flower and like I think a couple other games.
I don't know why I thought you said Goonies, and I was like, that's a great movie. What are you talking
I
about?
heard Ghostbusters at first.
No, it was Goosebumps.
That's why I said trailer.
So, but it's interesting because the resolution of your screens aren't as big, aren't as big as the Oculus or Vive, because it's 920 by 1080, I think, and so your resolution for the screen that you're looking at through another screen obviously isn't going to be as good as just playing your video game on just a regular TV screen. So I want to test that out. Out of all of the things, like I want to like when it comes to like video games or whatever of like games made for VR, I want to test out the cinematic mode the most.
Yeah.
Because it would be a cool chance to like, have another screen to, for us to do multiple things at one time. So I don't know.
Again, I think the biggest thing is that, again, going back to referencing it to Star Wars trilogy, is the new Star Wars trilogy, is that it's Star Wars, so it's very easy to piss people off about it or have someone like be unsatisfied with the product.
Yeah.
Because of the big fan base. Like there's a big PlayStation fan base.
Oh,
like especially because of how expensive it is. If someone buys it, it's going to be very easy to piss someone off. So I think people just kind of need to relax, kind of step back a little bit, and just let this first generation kind of go by.
Yeah, and what I was saying earlier, I don't know if I finished my thought. I'm gonna save up as if I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
And then if there's not as much that is convincing me to get it, hey, I have $400.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no loss in that.
Henry, any last thoughts on VR? You've been quiet for most of this topic.
100-foot tall robot go!
Anything else? Yeah.
No.
Are you just not as interested in VR? Or?
Probably hella tired.
Yeah.
I'm not that interested in it. Mostly, I just want to play No Man's Sky already.
I'm pretty hyped.
And technically, No Man's Sky will be compatible with VR in cinematic mode.
Yeah.
All right.
Why use it for cinematic mode when you can use cinematic mode for giant titties?